Wake up, Mam Fam, we're rope dropping Disney World. Hello, Mam Fam, and welcome back to our rope dropping series, the series where I get to the parks before they open to see how much I can get done in that crucial early morning period before the crowds get really heavy. Today, we went to Disney's Hollywood Studios, kicked it off in a galaxy far, far away, ended it in Andy's backyard. So let's roll the tape back and show you how this morning went. Captain's log, 8:01 a.m. I've just arrived at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The crowd, all the way to security. Early park entry officially opens in slightly under 30 minutes. And I, like probably all of these people, am headed to Betu. Captain's log, I was detained by security because I have like 47 batteries on me at all times, so I often beep at security. So this is just your friendly PSA that if you get beeped at security, be nice to the security cast members. They're just doing their job. It's the most important line you're gonna wait in all day. But now, friends, I'm trying to figure out which line will get me in for early park entry. I think all of them, but these seem to be moving, and thus I think these are the ones for hotel guests. Yeah, early park entry for hotel guests. Here we go. All right, I believe I'm in the right place because this says early entry right here for participating hotels, which I am a resort guest today. We have a hotel stay tonight, and also we're going to Disney After Hours tonight, which will also be a video. So taking advantage of that and continuing this rope drop series, but always look for all the open lines. Always keep moving down because you can usually find one that's not as busy. Like if I was a regular guest, I'd be coming all the way down to this one on the right. Look how much shorter that is than any of those lines. A couple of those pro rope top tips again. Get to the park at least 30 minutes, if not earlier, from the time the park opens that you want to go in. In this case, we're going in again for early theme park entry, which is a perk of staying at a Walt Disney World resort. It's a 30-minute early opening at all 4 parks every single day. Usually you can get one banger down or a couple of smaller hit attractions during that time. You kind of got to make a decision there. Number 2, make sure you find the shortest line and figure out where you need to go. Make sure you talk to the cast members. I'm early park entry, where do I need to go? And they will direct you. You do not want to wait in the wrong line. That would be so sad if you waited in the wrong line only to find out you're in the wrong place and didn't get scanned in for your hotel. Number 3, most important rule, pack those patient pants, friends. Couple of things, Disney transportation typically begins running an hour prior to the park opening for early park entry. So early park entry at this park is at 8:30 today, which means transportation probably started running at 7:30, but always ask at your hotel because that could vary. And number 2, something we got asked a lot on the first one of these series at Animal Kingdom is if it counts on your check-in and check-out day. Yes, it does. So if you are arriving at Disney really early somehow, or you're leaving that day, you still count because you still have an active Disney World reservation. Our reservation's for tonight, so I was not at All Star Sports this morning, so I came from my home. But it still counts because it's on my account. And number 3, pro tip, you're going to have to scan with your resort up ahead. You're going to have to scan your Magic Band or your card or something to prove that you are a Disney World resort guest. Always make sure you have it up or screenshot it on the app as well in case the scanner doesn't pull it up right away. All right, I was all good, but here's where you would find it in a screenshot. If you want to make sure to screenshot this, you're going to go to your home screen right here, click Resort Hotel, and it'll pull up with your reservation information. Screenshot that. And if they have any problem pulling up your reservation you can also screenshot the people in your party because they're going to ask you. Then that way, if your card or your Magic Band has an issue pulling it up, you can show them that and they'll let you in. Thank you. Captain's log, 8:17 a.m., officially in the park. And like I said at the beginning of this, everyone here is going to Galaxy's Edge, which is a good choice. That's where we're going to. I'm going to clock Rise the Resistance because that is the number 1 most popular choice, followed very closely, I would say, by Slinky Dog Dash and Toy Story Land. Now, another good strategy if you're rope driving this park, and I would do this, except for caveat coming soon, Sunset is a great, great plan. Go down Sunset and knock out both Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror during this early park entry. That would be a great plan. But Rock and Roller Coaster is currently closed for refurbishment, and it's kind of out of the way to go all the way down to do Tower and then try and come back to do something else. So I'm going for Rise to clock it because I think that's what most people would want to know too. Now the real gamble about doing Rise is that this attraction closes for technical difficulties a lot. So it'd be a real bummer to come rope drop here and then have it not open on time. But I'm hoping that is not the case today. But just be aware, Rise is a finicky girl. Looks like people are in queue. They haven't even started using the extended queue yet, though. That's a great sign. My hope, less than an hour would be an ideal situation. Less than 45 minutes, pristine. Less than 30, sublime. All right, jumped into line, posted 40 minutes, 4-0, amazing. Started a clock though, because we're gonna see if that's true. Rise of the Resistance is this park's fancy ride, meaning if you wanted to pay to skip the line here, you'd have to do so individually. It would not be included with Genie Plus. Incredibly, incredibly popular for good reason. It's, in my opinion, the best ride, not only in this park, but in Walt Disney World, because you've got multiple complex ride systems. It's putting you in the battle between the First Order and the Resistance. State-of-the-art animatronics, trackless vehicles, multiple sets, larger than life practical sets. It's absolutely incredible. So people really want to ride this one. And again, for good reason. But people don't always want to spend $22 per person to skip the line here, which I understand. So rope dropping, especially as a resort guest, is your best bet on getting on this ride quickly without paying additionally for it. If you're not a Walt Disney World resort guest, I still recommend rope dropping this one, even though it's not really rope drop anymore because the park will have been open for 30 minutes officially for Walt Disney World resort guests, so you're already like behind the curve. That said, you're still probably going to wait a lot less than if you try to ride it most other times during the day. Captain's log, it's been almost 7 minutes in this queue. But what's interesting is it's just now 8:30, so which means early park entry officially just started, but obviously they let people in a little bit early. They started letting people in, I think, about 15 minutes early. And I was trying to pull up the Buy Disney Experience app here to see what the standby line is at attractions that are technically now open, but it hasn't loaded it yet. Standby. Captain's log. Got those wait times to load, and you may notice that Rise of the Resistance already up to 75 minutes with early park entry officially starting 3 minutes ago. So if you are trying to rope drop Rise of the Resistance for early park entry, you need to get here early. TBD how long we'll wait. And I was parking at 8 o'clock, a little before 8 o'clock. So just giving you some reference points. If you're the kind of person that can get up even earlier, I salute you. Let's take a look at some of the other waits. All 9 actual rides at this park open early, but obviously in this time you want to hit the big ones. Alien Swirling Saucers, only 5 minutes. That's not what I would do right now. Let's see. Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, 25 minutes. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, 10. Slinky Dog, 45. Star Tours, 5. I would not do that right now. Story Mania 5, I would not do that right now. It says Tower of Terror just available now, which means it probably doesn't have too long of a line. So again, my strategy for this time, it's either Rise, if I wouldn't want to buy the fancy ride, or to help alleviate some of the pressure of Genie Plus with this park because there's so many heavy hitters. I would go down Sunset and knock out Tower and Coaster. If Coaster was open, I would try to get both done, or at least one done in the line for the other one within this half an hour. Or you could try Slinky Dog. Those would probably be the best ones to start with. One thing I will say about the Rise queue is it's moderately cool. Like, there is stuff to look at. There's a lot of places to scan if you're playing the Disney Parks game in Galaxy's Edge, but I don't think this queue's as cool as Flight of Passage, which I mentioned in that rope drop video, that it's like kind of a bummer that you miss it if you go through Lightning Lane. Not a big enough bummer to wait in a long line, but I don't think personally the Rise queue is cool enough to not use a Lightning Lane, where there are other queues in the world where I'm like, oh, it's a real bummer you miss that with the Lightning Lane, because you miss all of this with the Lightning Lane. This is the coolest thing. It's Finn's Flexi Poly Bacta suit as seen in The Last Jedi. Yeah, I said Flexi Poly Bacta. Captain's log, it's been less than 18 minutes and I am being sent into the room with Ray. Thus, the attraction has started, thus the timer stops, which means this queue has officially been
sublime!
BB-8, is everyone assembled?
I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Well, no time to waste.
First order TIE fighter. This is clear, so we ain't there. Don't worry, I'll come back for you. Stay strong.
Lieutenant Beck will guide you. Recruits, for your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Now get a move on.
Those are the prisoners!
shields. I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the Resistance.
You guys really like cutting it close, don't you?
Great job, recruits.
That truly is just the most unbelievable attraction. It gets me every time. It's amazing. The music, anytime anyone says may the force be with you, like the cast members, Ray, it's like, so good. Gets me right in my feels, and I'm not even a Star Wars girly, but it was good to see Kylo Ren back feeling himself up on the bridge. Last few times I've seen him, he's been a little sleepy. Also, one part I don't think a lot of people realize is because they're just like hyped from writing it, is at the end, the team, the squad, the Resistance, Finn, they don't know where Lieutenant Beck is, and you can kind of see him in the pod in front of you because the lights illuminate, but if you hear through this intercom, it'll be like, where's Lieutenant Beck? He's the backwood of the operation. Like, he had to have come down, and that's why he says, Lieutenant Beck here, and the lights come on, and like, Finn's like, you're okay, and it's like, that moment always gets me too, because it's like, your team made it out. Whew, clearly I'm not built emotionally for early mornings. Let's go have some more fun. Captain's log, 9:06 a.m. Park is officially open to all guests, so now these are all regular day guests coming in and going towards Rise. So again, it is the most popular ride, but let's check out the wait times elsewhere. You've got 5 minutes at A-Link Swirling Saucers. Again, we're not doing that right now. Let's see. 5 minutes at most of the characters, 40 at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, 15 at Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, 90 at Slinky Dog, 5 at Star Tours, 55 at Rise, which is not too bad. For a day, if I was a day guest, that's where I'd be going. 35 at Toy Story Mania, and 25 at Tower of Terror. So the rope drop part of the morning is officially over. However, you can still take advantage of relatively low wait times for the first 2 hours or less once the park starts opening to guests. I was headed to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but I'm now noticing that it's a 5-minute wait to meet Mickey and Minnie in Red Carpet Dreams. 5 minutes? Absolutely, we're doing that. This is honestly a very good choice in the morning with a low wait because it will get a very, very long wait and there's no lightning lane. So my pro tip to you is do not use lightning lanes for at this park till 10:30 or later. IMO, there's no point in using a lightning lane earlier than 2 hours after the park's been open because you're gonna find stuff with low lines and you don't wanna waste lightning lanes then. You can actually be starting to stack and use your lightning lane. So recommendation, make your first one 11 or later. If when you first get that one right at 7 a.m. it's not 11 or later, use that modify function. We just did a full Genie Plus guide in this park because this park is hard to navigate it at. So we did the 2024 guide. We filmed it here, although it applies everywhere. And then I would spend again the morning doing rope dropping one big attraction and then doing some other stuff while the crowds are still a little lower. I really like that in these movie posters, Minnie Mouse in Hollywood Dreams was produced and directed by Mickey Mouse, and Mickey Mouse as the Sorcerer's Apprentice in the Book of Dreams was produced and directed by Minnie Mouse. So they're helping each other out. What a power couple. Hi, Minnie. How are you? You look so beautiful. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, your gown. You're just the cutest. Can we take a picture together, Minnie? Hi, Mickey. You're so cute. I love your sorcerer outfit. Oh, an icon of style. Are you doing spells? Just a little bit from Jensen. A little. How's it working? Oh, he's not here. Good. Yeah, perfect. Oh my gosh. That just made my whole morning. That just made my whole morning. Mickey and Minnie are just so cute. I love meeting Sorcerer Mickey. What a fun look for him. And again, they normally have quite a long line. No lightning lane here, so great thing to do in the morning. Knock out some of those character experiences. Pretty much all the rides at this point have at least a 35-minute wait. The only thing less than that are Star Tours. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is still about 15-20. Both Rise and Slinky Dog are at 80. Toy Story Mania and Tower of Terror are at 35. We are gonna go do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway because it's got a posted 45-minute wait. We're gonna clock that and see if that's true. It tends to move pretty quick, but at this point, I don't think I wanna walk all the way down Sunset for 35 at Tower. when I'm right here at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for a 10-minute difference. I think that's what most people would do. All right, we're gonna get our timer out, reset that, and off we go. Captain's log, 9:24 a.m. This part can be really tricky to rope drop, and just in general because there's so many bangers. And right now, none of the shows have started, which is where like a lot of people need to go to spread people out. But everyone's in line for the 9 rides, and a few people are in line for the characters. But 15 minutes at Alien Swirling Saucers is still your lowest wait, I think. 20 over at Mickey Minnie now, 60 here at Runaway Railway, 20 at Smuggler's Run. That would have been a good choice. If you like Smuggler's Run, you should go there after Rise, I think. 75 at Slinky Dog, only 5 at Star Tours, but that's a good filler ride to save for later. Do not do Star Tours now. 105 at Rise, 35 at Toy Story Mania, and 60 at Tower of Terror. Boy, am I glad that I did not walk down Sunset. I would have been really annoyed if I walked down Sunset thinking it was 35 and it had jumped to 60 by the time I got there. Which leads me to my pro tip about the morning in this park. Know that because this park has so many bangers, you're probably not going to be able to get as much done in this rope drop period as you would at the other parks. If you remember from the Animal Kingdom video, I was able to do 3 rides in the same time period. I'm probably going to be able to do 2 rides here and meet Mickey and Minnie. So just if you can get 1 or 2 of the big rides done in the early part of the day here, you're really setting yourself up for success, because there's not a ton of rides, but they're all really popular. So by knocking out 1 to 2, you are taking a big chunk out of that list of e-tickets. That includes Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Toy Story Mania, Slinky Dog Dash, Smuggler's Run, and of course, Rise of the Resistance. Captain's log, 17 minutes, 43 and change, and we are inside the theater. I don't know why they routed us this way and not in through the main entrance, but that's cool. If you're not sure the plot of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and why it fits here into the Chinese theater, well, for starters, several things did premiere in the Grauman's Chinese theater, the real one out in Hollywood, including a pretty popular movie you might have heard of called Mary Poppins. So Disney and the Grauman's Chinese theater have a long history together. Specifically, when you come into this Chinese theater, you are headed for the premiere of Mickey and Minnie's new short, Perfect Picnic. That's right, you've been invited to a Hollywood movie premiere. It's going to be very exciting, and definitely nothing will go wrong. It has a 0-inch height requirement. Anybody in the family can ride this one, and I actually adore this attraction. I know it gets a lot of hate because people loved the Great Movie Ride. Rightfully so, that attraction was iconic and a centerpiece of the old MGM studios, but I think this ride is so cute. I love the effects, I love the projection mapping, the technology, and it's about time that Mickey and Minnie got their own ride, because this is actually the first ride in history that features and is themed to Mickey and Minnie in any park, and we, I think, can all agree Mickey and Minnie deserve that. Am I happy about the loss of the Great Movie Ride? No, I liked that attraction. It wasn't my favorite attraction. In my dream world, they would have updated Great Movie Ride to include newer movies, make it a little bit more relevant, some other big blockbuster hits. I don't know, 1998 cinematic masterpiece, Armageddon. That's my touchstone. Disney owns that. So that would have been and then put Mickey and Minnie somewhere else. That would have been my solution. But as it stands, Walt said, you know, we got to always keep moving forward, and change happens in these parks. So I really like this attraction. I think it gets too much hate because people are too tied to Great Movie Ride, but I have to separate them myself. All right, headed into the pre-show at 38 minutes, so we're stopping the clock.
Gonna make it happen. Let's take a ride and spend the... Oh no! I must have hit that track switch! Not a chance! Oh God! There they are! Nothing can stop us now!
Hey, picnickers! Told you nothing was gonna go wrong.
Nothing can stop us now!
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Check. That ride is so cute. It just makes you smile the whole time. And one thing to look for, I got a really good view of it this time because I started in car 3, in train car 3. There's actually like a B plot, people call it, but the subplot of the story is that Pluto is trying to give Mickey and Minnie back the picnic basket. So if you look for him, especially if you start one of the lighter cars, in every scene, Pluto's chasing Mickey and Minnie with his picnic basket, and he looks really sad, which makes me kind of sad, but then at the end he gives it back to them. There's just a lot of detail in that ride too, tons of Easter eggs and hidden Mickeys. We have done a secret series where I talk about some of the best details and secrets and Imagineering effects that are in popular rides across the parks, and talk a lot about this one in the Hollywood Studios video. Now, the park is officially busy and open. It's 10:11. Let's take a look at the wait times. 35 minutes at Alien Swirling Saucers, that's your first sign. 45 minutes to meet Mickey and Minnie. 80 minutes at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which we just did. 90 minutes at Smuggler's Run. 100 at Slinky Dog. 30 at Star Tours. There's another sign. 105 at Rise of the Resistance. 60 at Toy Story Mania. And 50 at Tower of Terror. So we have officially ended rope drop time. Early morning time with low lines. If Star Tours and Alien Swirling Saucers have 30-minute waits, we in the long game now. But we haven't eaten yet, and there's about 20 more minutes of breakfast at the quick service restaurants, so I'm headed to get a savory, delicious treat, and I hope I can still get it. We're headed to Woody's Lunchbox here in Toy Story Land, and they have breakfast till 10:30. I tried to mobile order while in line for Runaway Railway, but they didn't have any times within the breakfast window still. So that's a pro tip I failed on, which is mobile order early whenever you want to go to Woody's Lunchbox, especially breakfast. But we're gonna see if we can get in the standby queue and get ordered before 10:30. Woody's Lunchbox is the quick service location in Toy Story Land. They have sandwiches like grilled cheese and tomato soup, a brisket melt. They're known for their lunchbox tarts, which are like fancy Pop-Tarts, and their tachos, which are tater tot nachos. But during breakfast, they serve a breakfast version of the tachos, which I'm hopefully gonna get. I don't know, I've got like 15 minutes in to get through this whole queue, so we'll see. If not, I'll order something else, but it's a super cute restaurant. As you can tell, very, very popular. So if you want to eat here, like I just said, mobile order early because those spots do fill up, and you can usually push it back as long as there's space available. You can modify your mobile order, but there's nothing worse than being hangry and wanting to eat right now and realizing there's not a mobile order spot for an hour or so. We did it. We made it through the queue, got our breakfast. Definitely bring those patient pants when you're here, friends, because this place is poppin'. But I went with the kids' breakfast bowl, which are potato barrels with a smoked brisket country gravy, scrambled eggs, and a sprinkling of green onions. And then I got my sides. You get a cutie, which is already in my bag, as well as some extra potato barrels, and you get to choose a drink. I asked if I could count coffee, and they said no, since it's a kids' meal, so I just got a water, and then ordered myself an extra coffee. Got some hot sauce to zhuzh this up. This is an exact replica of the adults tacho bowl, but it's just a smaller portion. The kids meal, $5.99 for this plus the cutie, and the adult version, $8.79 for just the breakfast bowl. I find this to be hearty enough that this is enough food for me for breakfast, especially because if I want to keep eating and snacking on delicious things all day, which you do when you're in Disney parks, I find kids meals to be a really good way to try the same thing as the adult meal, but at a more manageable portion and better cost. Cheers. They really are quite delicious. The potatoes are nice and crispy. I love the country gravy. I wish there's actually more of the gravy. The eggs are fluffy. I like the added hot sauce. So this is just the breakfast version of the tachos. Only available till 10:30. Not even listed on the regular menu, but if you get there before 10:30, you can order this. And again, kids meal, just a smaller version of the adults. If you wanted another good breakfast quick service option, kind of lesser known as well, Hollywood Scoops right by Tower of Terror serves blueberry Mickey waffles until 10:30 as well. So those are probably my two best pro tips for breakfast once you're in this park, but you gotta get there before 10:30. Well, it's almost 11 o'clock and that beautiful morning quiet times of short lines is more than officially over here at Hollywood Studios. Like I was saying, this park has a lot of heavy hitters. I talk about that anytime we do Genie videos, so rope dropping really can give you a one-up on your day. I still do recommend Genie Plus in this park, but get up, book Slinky Dog Dash at 7 a.m., rope drop Rise of the Resistance, and then maybe try to knock out one of the other big e-tickets, or purchase the fancy ride for Rise of the Resistance and try and knock out a couple of those other ones on Genie Plus, so that way you're not having to worry about trying to book all of those attractions on Genie Plus. That said, if you want to book them all with Genie Plus and sleep in a little bit, I condone that as well. I'm not a morning person, as you might know, so I love stacking lightning lanes for later in the day. We've done videos all about that as well. So lots of ways to mix and match and kind of make your perfect day when you're coming to Hollywood. We're gonna continue with our rope drop series. Let me know what park you wanna see next. Do you wanna see this at Universal as well? Drop all of that down in the comments. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on social media, come hang out with the Mam Fam Discord, and until next time, friends, I'm Molly, and it has been so magical. Bye.